and whatnot. And I just wanted to get on here. And the theme of this is just waiting your turn and not feeling that there's a rush. Like, of course, there's this idea that, we don't want to waste time. We don't want to waste time, and time can theoretically run out, while at the same time, when you're in alignment, that's not the case. So it's just finding that alignment for you, right? If that makes sense. I feel that when you're aligned and you're really patient, you start to really grasp that. You kind of lose that concept of time and just feeling behind, and you really start to understand yourself, your path, and that your turn for when things are just gonna align for you. Oh my gosh, when things are going to align for you are just going to come. You just have to trust and not speak. We say all the time, but not compare yourself to others because that's dangerous. It's very harmful to yourself when you just compare yourself to others. Like for me, one of the main things is like with whatever I do, I always wait until I'm sure before I do it. As far as like things I want to do for my life, careers, passions, and all that, because I hyper fixate when my mind is on something. I'm just really tuned in. So that's why I really don't act like I'm in a rush or feel that I have to be in a rush to figure things out, because more often than not, um, maybe I'm speaking for myself, but when I'm hyper fixated on something, I'm like locked into it probably more than the average person would be locked into a particular thing. And that's not really a flex. It's just, you know, when you're on the spectrum, that's kind of like one of the things that comes from it. Just different fascinations of things. And for me, it used to be a weakness. I used to see it that way, meaning that I would only be focused on one thing, but I would disregard everything else. I would only be focused on one thing. And that was very harmful for me. Like when I didn't really understand what it was really harmful. Because a lot of times with people that focus on one thing and are very hyper fixated on um there's a good chance they may disregard all other things going on in their lives, and for better or worse. And for me, when I would have these hyperfixations on, let's say, like jujitsu, for example, I would completely like ignore relationships. I would ignore just schooling. I'm just like throwing stuff out there, or just like work. And I would just literally just be watching videos for like 20 hours. I would just be in front of my on my phone or on my TV, just like immersed in like one thing. And now I'm in this place where I could finally utilize that and actually mold it into something that could help me. And that's kind of like the point of this in a way, just giving yourself the time to figure yourself out, because that's really the key to everything. Hey, what's up? But that's really the key to everything, you know, the life you want, or right? Just figuring yourself out first, figuring out what your strengths and weaknesses are. I think that's so vital. I think it's so important early on in your life to just all, make all the dumb mistakes and decisions right now. Just go for it. Just fail, fall on your face right now. So then you could understand and learn and then not really care. And then at some point, I do believe something will click for you guys because it's been happening for me. Like I'm currently experiencing it right now where things are just clicking and I'm looking back and I'm like, wow, if I didn't make these mistakes or go through these things, then I wouldn't be in this place right now where I could really understand what my strengths are. And oftentimes, it's kind of dangerous in a way when you have success early without having made these mistakes. Because as we've seen, there's so many people who have this success at an early age or early time for them that they don't know what their weaknesses are. And they make these mistakes that put them in these positions that basically cost them everything they gained so early on. So that's why it's so important to just make these mistakes now and give yourself time to understand yourself, to really just do that. That's just how I feel. I'm not talking as if I'm like an expert on this stuff, but it's just what I'm experiencing right now. And the more you start doing that, I feel the more you realize that, yeah, like a lot of stuff that we talk about on social media, social commentary, it doesn't really matter, and not really in a nihilistic way or pessimistic way, but more so you realize that the world we live in, life is beautiful. Life really is beautiful. It's an amazing thing, and you can enjoy it. And that doesn't mean that things won't suck. No, that doesn't mean that things won't suck, but it means that you have the ability to find something worth living for and actually just enjoying. There's nothing wrong with being happy. If I pause, it's because I'm also like studying, doing modules and whatnot. I'm just really chilling, so um, I feel indifferent towards if people leave or not. It's okay. Quick responses. Like for me, I'm really just glad that as far as my higher education, I really took my time figuring out what I wanted to major in because I really could just potentially gotten a degree in something that was utterly useless. And for me, now I personally, for me, I realized that I really like psychology. Well, specifically like applied behavioral analysis. I really like that. I mean, I'm new to understanding it, so I'm not gonna act like I could explain it really thoroughly, but when you rush your life and rush outcomes, you could potentially put yourself in a permanent position that you can't make up for. And it kind of sucks to say that sometimes. That, because I would like to think that you could always make things up or it's not the end, but sometimes if you stray off too far away from your own alignment, you could permanently affect yourself. So I don't want that for anyone. I don't want that for any of you guys. Usually last less than a minute. I feel like there's just something so intimate about having these lives. Just talking on here, really feeling like I'm chilling, not really feeling like I'm selling something that I could just talk. It's healthy for me. It's allowed me to be in the space where I can really just talk. And it's hard to explain what I mean by that. I feel that a lot of times when we're in these social environments, when we're at work, school, maybe on a date, that when we communicate, we're not really being us. Even when we try to act like, oh, I'm just being me and I don't care about nobody. My question, I have a glare because my computer screen, y'all, it is what it is. But my question for anybody listening right now is, have you ever actually just felt like you were really talking? Have you ever felt that when you talk to somebody that you were really just letting everything out? And I'm not talking about just like talking about trauma or anything, but talking in a way that feels so authentic, so raw, so pure that you're just not thinking, not really thinking about how they may feel or how you may even feel. Just you're speaking your essence. That's what I mean. I do think we unconsciously try not to do that because a lot of us just build and have these social norms that allow us to understand what's right and okay to say and what isn't. Even when we try to pull the, I say what I want and I don't really care how people feel, that's what we consciously say, but a lot of human behavior and action it lies in the unconscious and lies in the things we don't pay attention to. So that's something I'm just interested about. That'll be so funny if for some reason someone clipped me and then they were like, yo, this guy isn't even talking about anything. Where luckily I don't claim myself to be an expert on anything. I'm just vibing, I'm just talking. That's all I'm doing. And there's so much peace in that. DTI or discrete trial instruction. I really enjoy being on here, just talking to y'all. It's been really peaceful. Shouldn't I feel obligated to talk the whole time? Maybe, but I just don't. No, I kind of just want to treat my lives as if, I don't know, I guess I'm having an open-ended conversation that, I'm just chilling and if someone knocks on my door and just comes in, then y'all could come in. But other than that, you know, social media or just people, I'm very curious about where we're going. Very curious about where we're going. I don't know if I posted one on here, but a video, but I was saying, I don't know if I was talking to myself out loud, but I think it's really just common to see so many videos just basically telling you how much you suck, what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, what's the best thing. I don't think that's good for people to see. And it's so constant now, especially when it comes to just relationships. I wish people wouldn't overcomplicate relationships so much. I feel like you should just really boil it down to if someone likes you, then that's it. I don't know why we had to add so much nuance to it, especially when we've already seen that people who seemingly have all the right aspects or traits that someone that's of value should have still have an unsuccessful relationship. Like, shouldn't that tell us that, you know, if someone likes you, they just do? And I think that's why some people get surprised when, for example, someone might see someone who's really beautiful with someone who might be objectively ugly and get thrown off. But, you know, people are just people, man. People are just people. And when you just simplify stuff, you're able to just be more happy. You're able to just enjoy life and not like simplify it in a more, I guess, black pilled way or red pilled way or whatever, where everything's useless and nothing matters, whatever. I think that's a form of escapism. But more so when it comes from relationships, that even friendships, if someone likes you, who you are, they're just not gonna give you a hard time. They just won't. There's no reason to. Like all my friends, all the people I care about, I like them, so I'm not gonna give them a hard time. If I want to see them, I will make myself available to see them. And same thing for if I was dating someone or if I was married, whatever, right? If I enjoyed being with them, um, then I would make it as easy as I can be for, or as easy as it could be for them. And if in the process of me trying to make it easy for them to have a relationship with me, that we have problems, arguments, there's icks and all that, maybe that just means that me and that person aren't compatible. And that's also okay. And that's something I had to learn, that sometimes you and another person may just not be compatible. And there's nothing wrong with that. But people want to take that to heart. When you just break it down, that a lot of relationships that failed was just pure incompatibility, I think it's easier to have a more positive outlook on it because you could just sum it up. You could literally just sum it up because you could say, "Oh, it's because I wasn't doing this or I wasn't making enough of that." Man, heard it before, but people break the rules for the people they like. Not just as far as like dating and all that, but even when it comes to jobs. I think it's really heartbreaking to see. Hasn't happened to me, but I'm pretty sure it's happened to other people where, you know, if an employer just likes you, I mean, you could probably bypass needing to have a degree, to be quite honest. It's probably unspoken, but people that are liked always get away with having to play by the rules. And I'm not saying to be a rule breaker. What I'm saying is, be liked. I'm saying be liked, but what I will recommend is being your most authentic self, because more than likely you being your most authentic self will put you in that position to be well received by those who will naturally like you for that personality, and build with those people. You're better off trying to build with a smaller circle than trying to please everybody. Trying to please everybody, I can only assume it's gonna go straight down the toilet, because there's always gonna be people that don't like you. Multiple times each week. Oh my gosh, that cough. But Imma head out because I'm studying. Well, yeah, I guess, I'll explain, like, what I'm studying. But, well, I already said applied behavioral analysis. I think I might wanna get my PhD in it. We'll see what happens when I'm in my 30s, but that might be a thing. That might be a thing. It depends how much I like the field. Because my whole thing is that if I go to college, I'm gonna just get a PhD. I might as well go the full mile, in my opinion. I feel like it's dumb to stop at a bachelor's, especially now. And if you're at a master's, you might as well just go for the doctorates just so you could be called a doctor. Now